delicious. Is your glass half full or half empty? How we tend to approach the world is dependent on whether we have a positive or a negative view about what the future holds for us. Another term for that might be confidence. If our glass is half full, we tend to have a greater chance of being more productive in our work, being happier in our work, being healthier in what we do. So from a business point of view, developing a sense of confidence and positivity in our team makes commercial sense. So what is this confidence? Well, there's two parts to it. The first part is what we project to the outside world. We might call that extrinsic approach. The other part is intrinsic. It's how we feel about ourselves. To an extent, we can sometimes mask those feelings by projecting ourselves in a more positive way than perhaps we feel. The other aspect of confidence is that it tends to vary from the minute, from the hour, from the day. And the thing that really makes it vary is about how we're doing on some of the important issues within our lives. So that raises the question, can we measure this confidence and can we increase it? Well, I think we can. One of the techniques I use often in coaching is something called a wheel of life. Now, what a wheel of life is just a simple wheel split into 8 different bits. Each of them represents an important part of our life. I'll get clients to score how they're feeling about each aspect. Normally 1 is not very confident at all, to 10 being very confident. So we develop the wheel of life into a wheel of confidence. Job security. If there's a lot of change in the air and people feel at risk, for example, they're not going to feel so confident about the future. Job satisfaction, are they enjoying it? Do they go to work with a sense of mastery and purpose in what they're doing? Are we asking them to do a new role? That will often be a challenge for a lot of people in terms of their confidence levels. And all we're doing is trying to get people to assess, well, where am I against some of these important aspects of confidence? Once we know that, we can start doing some things to build and improve that confidence. So, for a business, what are the benefits of helping people increase confidence? Well, 3 to start off with are increased ability to manage turnover, so we can expect people to be happier, so they are likely to stay within a company. Reduced absenteeism, sickness should reduce, and when people are at work, we would expect them to be more productive. Now, are there any things we can do to perhaps build our own confidence before we start thinking about others in the team? Well, here are some techniques I use. The first thing I always do before doing anything which is going to cause me anxiety is to get my breathing right. Getting our physiology right is as important as getting us our mental well-being right. Simple breathing exercises, breathing through the nose, and then releasing gently. What you're doing is bringing good clean air into your system and removing the stale, the anxiety, the worries that we all have in our daily work. A second technique I use is something that's often called positive affirmations, but it has a history where we might have called it mantras in the past. And it is about actually achieving transformations in the way we think about situations and think about ourselves. Religiously now, every morning, I always, at my most early part of the day, think about some things I want to be achieving during that day differently to what I did before. For an example, I might want to be more creative in terms of how I'm approaching situations. So I put that in the present tense. I am more creative. I say it 6 times with more passion as I go through, really getting that positive vibe going through my system. And over a period of time, people say about 30 days, if you can keep repeating these mantras, you do see yourself changing and becoming more positive and achieving that goal you wish. The other thing I really feel strongly about is actually being positive in our physical outlook. There's an old song by Val Doonican, walk tall, walk straight with the world right in your eye. I believe that really helps us improve the way we extrinsically present ourselves, and that builds up our own inner sense of belief. So think and look at yourself. Are you slouching? Are you looking tense and unconfident, or are you positive and outward looking? Finally, think about some clear goals. They don't have to be the world, but they're things that you're going to be building on to improve how you're doing. Going back to your wheel, if you're scoring 2 on your way of dealing with other people, what would get you to a 3 or a 4? What small steps can help you move forward? When dealing with others, it's a little bit of the same, but using those on others in your team. So for me, it's about giving your team members clear goals that they can work to, but clear goals that they're going to sign up to and want to achieve. But make sure they're achievable. So when people are feeling low on confidence, give them those easy to achieve steps rather than the big leaps. When we're talking to people, think about how we're balancing the positive with the negative. I call it a feedback sandwich. Feedback sandwich means 2 or 3 positive things before we say anything approaching a negative, and then 2 or 3 more positive things. Tune into their style. We all speak and build relationships in a slightly different way, and building rapport with people by trying to understand what makes them tick is a really good way of actually showing them that we're interested and care about them. Are they talking, for example, in a visual way where they're seeing things? Or are they talking in an audio way where they're hearing, I hear you? Or are they touching things? Do they have a more feeling sense? Trying to match that and building rapport naturally with people can help them feel confident in you and help build that relationship so we can help move people on. Help people balance their own wheels. If you are finding someone is getting very focused on a lot of very small issues, rather than taking a broader outlook on life, encourage them to think about those broader issues that are going to make them a more well-balanced individual. Help people understand where they are on their confidence journey. Set them positive but achievable goals. And remember the importance of getting that feedback sandwich right.